Good morning. Mike Scott here, the movie critic at the Times-Picayune in New Orleans and NOLA.com. And after a November hiatus, welcome back to the Movie Cave, back by popular demand, I might add, for today's popcorn breakfast. And we've got a lot of news to get to today. It was a busy Thanksgiving weekend for movie news. So I figured what I'd do is break it down into the Thanksgiving week winners and losers. And if we're talking about the winners, of course, The Hunger Games is got to be at the top of the list. For the second week in a row, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 won the top spot at the box office, adding $82 million to its box office take. That puts its total two-week total north of $200 million already. Also winners over the Thanksgiving week, fans of Star Wars as well as Jurassic World, both of which saw their first trailers land. If you're just awaking from your tryptophan-induced coma, you can find both of those at NOLA.com/movies. But also, probably the most notable winner over the weekend, on Sunday, Angelina Jolie's Unbroken finally showed to critics as well as to Guild voters. This is really kind of the last big, realistic Best Picture contender to be seen by audiences, even by industry audiences. And the reaction right now is it's a little tough to read. The reviews really haven't started rolling in, but the initial Twitter reaction was mostly positive, with all the trade publications predicting that it's going to be in the thick of the Oscar races. Variety actually called it an absolute shoo-in for nominations, and also predicts that Angelina Jolie very well might find herself getting a Best Directing nomination. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, real audiences won't be able to see Unbroken until December 25th, which is when it's scheduled for wide release. Also, though, opening over the weekend in very limited release was The Imitation Game. This is another World War II era drama. Stars Benedict Cumberbatch as English mathematician Alan Turing, credited with bringing about an early end of World War II by cracking Germany's Enigma code. This played earlier this year, or I guess in October, at the New Orleans Film Festival. Right now, it's scheduled to land in New Orleans on December 25th, but over the weekend, it opened in just 4 theaters in New York and LA, and it was good enough, though, to earn $120,000 per screen, which is the second best per screen average of any film so far in 2014. The number one spot still belongs to Wes Anderson's Grand Budapest Hotel. But that's a very strong showing. Imitation Game is going to expand slowly over the next few weeks. It'll be interesting to see if it can maintain that momentum. Again, as of now, anyway, it's set for a December 25th release in New Orleans. And then moving on to losers, the two bigger ones are Penguins of Madagascar and Horrible Bosses 2, both of which had the tough chore of opening up opposite The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. So both of them underperformed because of that, also because of the strength of such holdovers as Interstellar and Big Hero 6. Penguins earned $36 million over the 5-day Thanksgiving weekend. Horrible Bosses did a little bit less. They did $23 million over the 5-day weekend. And part of that also is it was a soft weekend for moviegoing. Usually it's a Thanksgiving weekend is a big one. This one saw, according to analysts, a 20% decline in box office receipts over the previous year, over last year's Thanksgiving weekend. So that also hurt the situation there. And then finally, the other big loser over the weekend, People magazine, which accidentally published a pre-written obituary for Kirk Douglas, who, it should be pointed out, is still with us, which I guess probably makes him the biggest winner of all over the Thanksgiving weekend. And that's all the time that I have for today. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.